Welcome Sensor Sauce, where we dish reviews and instruction on photography, camera gear, and photo software. Today, I'm going to talk about, is Darkroom Core right for you? Darkroom Core I bought for my green screen editing to knock out the background of a green screen capture, put it on a graphical background, and then print those new images either at a lab or here in-house on one of my two Fuji DX100 printers. When I first bought Darkroom Core, I bought it about a month before my busy fall season when I started doing middle school and youth sports teams and having to turn around those images within 2 to 3 weeks and deliver them back. So about a month, I got it and I couldn't figure it out. So I didn't use it for at least a year. And the reason I couldn't figure it out, and I think anybody who's used Darkroom will agree with this, is because the user guide is not friendly. And the reason the user guide is not friendly for somebody who just wants to use green screen is because they don't talk about putting backgrounds on your images. It's a border, which makes no sense to me, but that is what they call them. Now, what you got to remember is Darkroom Core is Windows only software. So if you don't have a Windows machine, that may be a deal breaker for you. But I'll tell you, there are a lot of lab software that are Windows only as well, including software called Flow, which is used when you do school photography, and it does darkroom knockout, it does packages, it creates barcodes you use to scan when you shoot kids. It's kind of an all-in-one software too. And again, it's Windows only. So, if you're going to do a lot of green screen stuff on a large scale, you probably already know that you may have to invest in a Windows machine. But after I show you some of what Darkroom is capable with green screen, you may want to jump at the chance to use it and go out and buy yourself a Windows machine. Darkroom is more than just green screen software, which is why it gets confusing. And the other reason it gets confusing is because the amount of different tabs you've got as far as menu tabs. You got this tab down here at the bottom. At the very bottom, it has Photo Library, Photo Workshop, Orders, Pro Services, Setup, Photo Presentation. Just above that, in this window, you have Enhance, Correct, Color Balance, Dropout View. At the top, you've got Import, Attributes, View, Full Screen. Over here, you've got some controls. And over here, you've got some controls. We're in the Dropout tab, which has to do with green screen. And you can adjust kind of the algorithm a little bit by tapping on Remove Color, plus or minus, Detail, plus or minus, Edge Smoothing, plus or minus. So that kind of changes the algorithm a little bit. And it's helpful sometimes when you're trying to get some problem images done. But really, the algorithm in Darkroom Core is just outstanding. And I'm going to show you here in a little bit just how quick it'll drop out stuff. But this is a template I put together to use two different images on one background, or border as Darkroom calls it. And one comes in as black and white, and one comes in as color. And I bring those in, boom, type in the name, it's done. I can output it I have to go back over here to the Enhance tab to output. Well, actually, I don't, because this little one over here has got some more controls, and this is where you can print or make a JPEG of what's there. Because what you're creating right here, it really isn't a JPEG. You're not dealing with a JPEG or a Photoshop document. It's a darkroom file. And you can actually print this directly to a printer, and you can send it to a lab directly in Darkroom. That's one aspect of Darkroom. It is a very powerful package printing machine software. And event photographers love Darkroom because the ability to create packages that include many different sizes, and the program itself will figure out and put, a 5x7 and 4 wallets on one 8x10 sheet and print that out. You don't have to create that and then print it out. Darkroom does that creation behind the scenes and prints that out. So you can create all these packages, and I've got some created over here. If I go over here to more, I've got my package A for youth sports, my package B for youth sports, my package C for youth sports. Those are already all set up. Or photo keychain print size, or 4 wallets. Or I can go add a different size right here. But package printing is one reason Darkroom Core costs more than a standalone green screen software costs. Standalone green screen software, the other one I would recommend is the Pixnub Easy Green Screen. The Easy Green Screen by itself is $199. Darkroom Core is $495. There is no way to buy just the green screen part of the program. But then once you find out what else it can do, I don't know why you would. Now compare that to if you get the Master Suite from Pixnub, which includes their green screen, their automation software, their Easy Team Builder, their image extract for white backgrounds, their portrait crop, their hot folder, and all of that. That's $749. So it's really more expensive than Darkroom. It does a few things that Darkroom doesn't do, and Darkroom does a few things that it doesn't do. So Darkroom's cost at $495 is really a pretty good deal. And considering the most money I make every year for the last 5 years on one night is a daddy-daughter dance that I shoot. And that daddy-daughter dance in 2 hours, I will profit after I pay a commission to the organization and the help I have there that evening to help me pull this off. I make $2,000 in 2 hours. That more than pays, the 5 years I've done this has paid for Darkroom Core over and again. Darkroom Core is event software. I shoot tethered to Darkroom Core on a green screen to a laptop hooked up to some event printers. And we managed to print everything before everybody leaves. As daddy, it's a daddy-daughter dance. As daddy comes up, pays for a package, and there's several different packages they can pick from, several different backgrounds they can pick from. We shoot their photo. The photo instantly goes to the laptop. The background is instantly selected for it, and instantly we pick the package and send it to a printer. Now because we're shooting so fast, it backs up a little bit in the printers, and the laptop guy gets overwhelmed at times. But by the end of the night, we've printed everything. There is no work when I get home. It's literally $2,000 in 2 hours of work. I mean, that doesn't include setup and breakdown, but literally time we're working and taking photos and delivering photos, it's 2 hours, $2,000. So that aspect of Darkroom, being able to do that, pays for itself by itself if you can get a gig like that. So, events where they want to print on site, you can start doing that if you own Darkroom. But the thing I use it most for is the green screen. And I want to go over just a little, I'm going to show you the green screen capabilities because I looked at probably half a dozen green screen software and I bought half a dozen. And I tried, to find the best for the low cost. I bought several that were like $100, $150, and they did not work. They did not give me a result I could give to customers. So I wasted probably $400 by testing 3 or 4 different cheap green screen software programs. If I'd have just spent the money to begin with on the 2 that I like, I'd have saved, $400. So the 2 that I like are Easy Green Screen and Darkroom Core. I use Darkroom Core for probably 90% of what I do. I'm going to go over here to the Photo Library tab, and I'm going to show you how quickly these photos get knocked out. So you click on a photo that you want to do. You can look at all these photos here in Photo Library. You can create a new one, and let me do that. Let me just create a new one. I'm going to create a new event up here, new photo catalog. We're going to put it in outdoor. Whoops, wrong one. Again, wrong one. I'm going to call this test. Going to go to next. I'm going to hit finish. This tells me it can't import from that location, which is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and import some photos that I have. Let's go and look at some soccer that we recently did. I'm trying to find a team that has enough people on it, has the right colors, that's good. All right, there's Irving Juniors. Can I import them? These are the individual images that I would use to create the individual image. And this has got some green in the uniform, so that'll be good too. We'll actually be able to show you how you can handle some green in uniforms with a background. So now we're going to go over to Photo Workshop, and there's one of our images. He's got some green right there in that logo. So, like I said, the reason it's hard to learn the use of the green screen knockout in Darkroom is because they call backgrounds a border. And there really is no, button to push that says knock out the background. And I'll show you why. It's just instantaneous. So I'm going to go over here. First, I'm going to change this to the set the border directory that I have for this league. Now I can go get a border. And that's how quickly it knocks out the background. But you'll notice the green there is got transparency issued. But I want to show you a couple of things. I've set up this template to have a background and a foreground. This little logo at the bottom is the foreground. I like doing that because a lot of times when you shoot little kids and even like high school volleyball players, you kind of want to hide the shorts that are askew. So by putting that foreground element there, we can do that. But you also, every background that I set up, you can set it up. It's not that way unless you set it up. I can move this player anywhere on the background. Notice I'm just dragging him around, which is really cool because sometimes, they have to be slightly off center because of the ball on one side, so his nose can't go straight in the middle. And the other thing about it is I use the scroll wheel on my mouse to make him bigger or smaller. So there he is. I want to bring him right up to there. And I want to see, to make sure when I send this as a package, the 5x7 doesn't crop anything important. I can just say, hey, what's a 5x7? And I can crop it to 5x7. Oh, okay, I'm good. Now I need to fix this green in that uniform. It's really easy to do. I have to go over this dropout tab though. I come over here, I click this tool right here, and it's going to open it up, that image, in a window where I can fix that by keeping parts of the background. It's not going to knock out the green. It's going to keep green that I select by painting it in with a brush. First, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in with my mouse, and then I'm just going to paint in those areas where that red is showing, and it's set up to show parts, the green areas is red. So that's all that green on that jersey. I'm going to save it. We go back over here. It's done. I'm going to save this as a new photo. It'll save that edit. Beautiful. That one's done. And I talked you through it, and I probably took 2 minutes doing it. But really, let's show you how fast this can get done, image by image. So I'm gonna do the next one. And once I've got one here, and here's another cool thing about this. Say his uniform was not that color, and I wanted a different color on the overlay. I've set up this background to have different color overlays. So I can scroll through them with this little thing here. There's a yellow, there's a green, there's a maroon, there's a pink, because there's some pink uniforms in this league. There's a red. I'm gonna leave it at red because, hey, the blues probably aren't gonna match, but red is a complementary color to blue, so that'll look good with that. So I'm gonna leave it like that. But I want you to see how easy it is for me to make this background work with his jersey. So I can have a background that'll work with any color jersey. Okay, let's save that change. So now there, I could go up here and hit Youth Package E, and it would go directly to my Fuji 100 print. Two printers. I got one with 5x7 paper, one with 8x10 paper. It would pick the correct printer to print the photos I have in that package. That actual package doesn't have anything 8x10 wise, so they all go to the one printer. But package D has one 8x10 individual, a couple of 5x7s, and 8 wallets. So it would send the 8x10 to the 8x10 printer, the 5x7s to the printer with 5-inch paper. They're big rolls, so it's a 5-inch roll and an 8-inch roll. So it would automatically choose what printer to put it on. But I digress. I don't need to print it, but if I did, boom, boom, place order, done with that kid. I'm going to clear that order because I don't want to print it. Okay, so now the next kid. I don't have to do anything other than click on him, drag him, and drop him now onto this template that I have already set up to match this team's uniforms. I don't have to do that for every team. For every kid in the team. I just make them fit, boom, go over here to dropout. See, I'm already on the dropout tab. So notice how, as I go from this tab to tab, these tools change. It's another reason it's hard to learn to use Darkroom, is because a lot of these little tools only appear in certain times in the software. You got to remember where they are. Like say if I decided, you know what, this is a little too bright. I need to make him a little darker. I go like this, brightness down a little bit, or exposure down, either one. Okay, color balance. I think he's a little red. Let's take some red out. Okay, now let's go fix that green. Okay, I didn't blow it up this time. I'm just painting it like it is. Okay, save retouches, save as new photo, make editable, print my package, boom, on to the next one, right here, boom, make them bigger, right there looks good. Let's get rid of that green. I'm going to make my brush bigger so I can do more faster. Print my package, save as a new photo. So those edits I made get saved. Go to the next kid, boom, make him bigger. Too big, bring them back down. Okay, let's go knock out, not knock out, but knock back in the green on the uniform. Boom, save retouches, save as a new photo, send his order to the printer, boom. So you see how fast this can be. I can take, if I didn't have to knock out the green on every jersey, literally, I could spend 5 minutes per child putting them on the background, sending it to the printer. And if I was in a hurry and I had 5 orders out of this team, boom, 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 done. Now we're going to do one other thing before I sign off. And so you can tell some of the power of Darkroom software. What else can I do besides just putting it on a simple template? I'm going to make my memory mate, and I've changed up my memory mates to kind of what I call an attitude mate. What is an attitude mate? Well, we use every kid in a different pose. A fun pose, and then we put it on the one child big and the whole team around them. So I'm going to choose the border for that. This one right here. Okay. I'm going to have to, okay, this is, I'm going to look up this kid's name. So I've got a CSV file here, and I have a list, and it says his card number when he signed in was 881. Boom, it changes the name. I hit OK. Irving Soccer Association right there. And because I've put a little extra spacing in between each letter, it doesn't quite center it, so I have to move it over. Bring him down. Okay, let's go to dropout. Let's fix that green shirt. I'm going to fix it on this one, but on the smaller ones below it, I'm not going to fix it. So you could literally see how fast it would be to do. I don't need to fix these laces down here. Oh, they're not green. Okay. Okay, now there's him. Now I'm going to put the rest of the team below him. So, boom. Let's pretend there's no green on his jersey. We're just going to pretend there's no green on the jersey. And I'm going to pretend there's only one coach because I don't want to have to go through the rigmarole of adding another. And the coach is going to be bigger than them, so I'm going to scroll him up. He's probably about that much bigger than the kids. Now see, I've got another layer on this template that has shadows. I've got 4 shadows showing right now. There's no shadows. There's 5 shadows, 7 shadows. I think 7's the most I got. We're going to use 7 shadows. That's going to help tie these kids to the ground there. I could go in and resize each of these kids a little bit if I wanted to adjust them a little bit, but I'm not going to, because let's just pretend they all look good. This kid looks a little big. I can take my mouse and scroll him down a little bit. See that? And I usually try to go and look at the size of the ball, because this orange ball is the same size. Anyway, I'm going to save that as a new photo. Now I've got the attitude mate for Logan finished. Say I've got 4 more kids on this team that ordered a package that had this photo. I don't need to recreate everything here. Now that I've got the team below finished, I just go find which and the other kids who had that done, that ordered this package. Boom, I drop him in there. I size him down. Boom, maybe up a little bit bigger. Boom, come back over here so I can go to text and pull up his card number. He's 880. Boom, there's his name. Boom, save as a new photo. His is done. That's as far as I'm going to go. And I just wanted to show a little bit about the green screen knockout that you can do with Darkroom Core and how powerful it can be for you to create some really unique products for your clients, and how you can also use it to send not only to your own in-house printers, but there are labs connected to Darkroom that you can send directly to the lab out of Darkroom. So you got this photo done, you get all the photos done, then you start making orders and sending them to the lab. And then when you're done with all the orders in a team or whatever, or maybe 10 teams, 20 teams, 30 teams, you batch print those to the lab and you get back each player's package of prints. It's a very powerful tool. It's a great way to work, and it's the #1 green screen software in my book, and it's the one I use 90% of the time. And I'm going to have about 15 or 20 different tutorials on using different aspects of Darkroom Core. So if you think this is something that you want to try, check out the other tutorials I have for Darkroom Core. I'm going to have one for basically every window in Darkroom, how to create your own templates, how to convert a Photoshop template to a Darkroom template, and some of the other powerful tools in Darkroom. We'll go through it all before we're all done, and hopefully if you buy Darkroom, it won't sit on your computer for a year before you get around to using it. You'll be able to watch the 10 or 15 tutorials I put together and be ready to hit the ground running with Darkroom Core. Thanks for stopping by. Give me a like. Appreciate it. Take care.